Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, all members and guests. Councillor Huffman, Dr. Locke, can you hear us okay? Okay, great. Welcome, members and guests, to the February 6, 2024 Board of Health meeting. And I'd remind everyone our meetings are web streamed and televised. Please take a moment right now to ensure that your phones are on silent. As a reminder, if you're attending virtually, make sure you are muted. Use your Microsoft Teams hand raise feature and remove it after you finish speaking. And with that, I will confirm that all members of Council, or Board of Health, are present. Councillor Huffman is virtual today. I'm looking for a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Board Member Columbus, seconded by Board Member Michelli. All in favor? That is carried. Are there any disclosures or declarations of pecuniary interest? Okay. No consent items, no early closed, no deputations or presentations. So we'll jump right into 8.1, which is Board of Health meeting minutes from December 5th, 2023. And I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to approve as presented. Moved by Board Member Duthie, seconded by Board Member Van Andrieschie. All in favor? Carried. Two communication items are before us: December 2023 Alpha Info Break and January 2024 Alpha Info Break. Mover and a seconder to receive communication items 9.1 and 9.2 as information. Moved by Board Member Huffman, seconded by Board Member Barry. All in favor? Carried. And item 10 is staff reports. We have Immunization of School Pupils Act suspension process, HSS 24011, and we're going to turn it over to Eric Robertson for his presentation.
Thank you. To the committee, I'm here to obviously today to present to you about the Immunization of School Pupils Act, the suspension process, the HSS 24-001. As per the Ontario Public Health Standards, the Board of Health shall comply with the immunization for children in schools and licensed childcare settings. To meet these regulatory obligations, the Board of Health is required to collect, maintain, and assess records of immunizations of students attending schools within the health unit's jurisdiction. With this, the Immunization of School Pupils Act was enacted to increase the protection of school-aged children against certain designated vaccine-preventable diseases. To be compliant with the Immunization of School Pupils Act, a student attending primary or secondary school must be immunized against the designated diseases in Appendix A or have a valid exemption for medical, religious, or philosophical reasons on file. As authorized by statute, the Medical Officer of Health has the authority to temporarily suspend students from school if parents and/or students have not complied with the legislation. This year, the health unit has focused on the 2016, 2015, and 2007 birth cohorts. These cohorts are of particular importance due to the Ontario routine immunization schedule requirements to receive required vaccines between 4 and 6 years old and 14 to 16 years old, respectively. As of January 1st, 2024, students in these cohorts who lack the required immunizations are considered to be overdue and not in compliance with ISPA, or the Immunization of School Pupils Act. A total of 1,464 notifications were mailed in November of 2023 to parents or students who had incomplete immunization records on file with the health unit. Again, in the first week of January 2024, the records were reassessed and a remaining 1,080 students received a suspension order from the health unit. Parents and students have been provided with numerous options to resolve their immunization issues. Where students have received immunizations that have not been reported to the health unit, updated information could be provided by the parent, student, or primary healthcare provider by fax, telephone, an online application, email, or in person to the health unit. Students who required immunizations could have made an appointment with their family or family practitioner or a nurse practitioner, attend a health unit ran clinic, and we operated those in high schools in December of 2023. We also increased the amount of health unit clinics we had at our offices in Simcoe, Caledonia, and Dunnville. Students with a medical, religious, or philosophical exemption are also accommodated by contacting the health unit to complete the required steps for this documentation. To address the barriers, the VPD team has undertaken the following. We offered an increased number of clinics, both in Haltom and Norfolk counties. We offered in-school immunizations to the secondary school students in December of 2023. We called each and every person who received a suspension order in early January, and we worked closely with the school administration to share our messaging and assist with compliance of the Immunization of School Pupils Act. Tomorrow, on February 7th, 2024, students with incomplete immunization records will be suspended from attendance for school for up to 20 days. A student can return to school once they have taken appropriate action as directed by the health unit. As it stands as of this morning, there are 318 students still not in compliance with the Immunization of School Pupils Act. And how this work splits out would be there's between the 2015-2016 birth cohort, there's 172 students, and in the 2007 birth cohort, there's 146 students. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Questions from board members? Board Member Huffman.
Thank you, Chair Martin. My question is, has there been an information session for family practitioners to remind parents that when an immunization takes place, that the parent is responsible for getting this information to the health unit? I think there's still some misinformation out there that families think that the doctor sends that information to the health unit.
Through the chair to the committee member, thanks for the question. We do our best in terms of publicizing that information through whether it's through the newspaper, our media releases, or social media. We did take a campaign on in last fall as well as this fall around the entry to school that students must report. We've provided our physicians with a tear-off pad, that checkbox of what immunizations were received, and on there it has a QR code as well as information that it needs to come back to the health unit by the parent. So specific information sessions, no. Some promotion, yes.
Okay, that's great to hear. And just based on your report, I just want to say it sounds very fulsome. And the health unit, I want to commend you on all of the work that you have done. And I'm hopeful that we can get these 300 plus students in compliance.
Thank you.
Board Member Van Passen.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I apologize, I forgot to ask this question at the advisory committee, but they get a 20-day suspension. What happens at the end of the 20 days? Do they just go back to school and everything's good, or does the medical officer of health have some more authority beyond that?
Through the chair to the committee member, another great question. After the 20 days is up, the medical officer of health can resuspend. We would, through Dr. Locke and myself, we would revisit how many still remain on the list and make a determination if resuspension at that time is warranted. But there is the option to do that, correct?
Board Member Columbus.
Thank you, Board Chair. Over time, there are times when a parent will ask a counselor to sign an exemption form. And just to be clear, being that we are the Board of Health, what is your guidance with respect to having someone ask you to sign the exemption form?
Through the chair to the committee member, the exemption forms need to be notarized by a notary public. Those and there is a list that's attached to the information for that form that stipulates who can provide that notary. I'm not familiar if a council member has that power or not, but certainly our clerk's department does, as well as lawyers, paralegals, judges, as well as others.
Just to continue, I know we do have a Commissioner of Oath stamp, and I think that that's suitable to sign the form, but I guess being that we're the Board of Health, that we should not be signing an exemption.
Board Member Michelli.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to staff, do these numbers include students who are being homeschooled?
Through the chair to the committee member, no, they do not. These are students who are physically attending a school campus.
And so is there any kind of requirement of those students who are being homeschooled regarding immunization?
Through the chair to the committee member, not currently under the Immunization of School Pupils Act. It is specific to those who attend a school in Ontario.
Thank you.
And I see Dr. Locke's hand went up, so maybe she has additional to add.
Dr. Locke, go ahead.
Yeah, so, yes, through the chair to the committee member. So the School Pupils Act is put in place to protect students who attend in the school setting because it's a group setting and therefore a setting where there is high risk of person-to-person transmission. The home setting is a different setting, and as such, in the home setting, it's all common family members in general who have made a personal family decision about their risk. It doesn't impact people who are non-family members, and therefore the Immunization of School Pupils Act doesn't apply to that setting. So it's the ISPA is about protecting your child from someone else's child.
Thank you, Dr. Locke.
Okay, I'm not seeing any other hands. My question would be, compared to other years, are we trending in a similar pattern, or is there anything that Board of Health should be aware of compared to neighboring health units?
Yep. To the chair, in comparison to last year, these numbers would appear at face value to be slightly increased. Last year at this time, the day before suspension, we were right around 200 individuals still being suspended. But we also added an additional birth cohort this year of re-including the 2015s. So it's difficult to compare, but it is, when you break it down, it is just like previous years. In conversations with a neighboring health unit, specifically Brant County Health Unit, their numbers are very comparable to currently what we're currently experiencing, and they are issuing suspension tomorrow as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there a mover and a seconder to receive the report as information? Board Member Vandendriessche, seconded by Board Member Michelli. All in favor? That is carried. There are no bylaws or motions. Does any board member wish to introduce a notice of motion today? Any board member have any other business they'd like to raise? Okay, with that, I'll look for a mover and a seconder to head into closed session, that the Board of Health enter closed session at 1:12 p.m. pursuant to the Municipal Act 2001 as amended, Section 239(2)K, to discuss matters pertaining to a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality or local board. Moved by Board Member Columbus, seconded by Board Member Van Passen. All in favor? That is carried.
Hi, how are you doing, Emily?
Great. I'm happy that you're here, taking the time to sit down with me today. So I've known you for a little bit, small community, but people that don't know you. Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
So my name's Adam Van Passen. I grew up here in Norfolk County. I was born onto a farm, and I got to work on that farm growing up, which was a great learning experience. From a young age, I got to understand what hard work was and what it was to be close to nature. So that was very cool for me. Growing up like that, my dad also was a counselor for Haldeman, Norfolk, and he had a big part in shaping what is today Norfolk County. So I got to see that, and watching him and experiencing him work through that really sparked an interest in me for the county and what it could become.
Great. So not like the typical kids. We hear most high schoolers like just ready to get out of their hometowns and go explore the city and something else, and it doesn't sound like that's your story.
Not at all. I heard a lot of kids saying that they wanted to move on to bigger, better things, and I just really didn't have that feeling. I always thought the biggest, best things were here in Norfolk to start.
So I asked you to pick a location today, and you bring me to a place that I don't know very well in Norfolk.
Yeah.
So tell me about where we are and why you picked it.
This is a very cool spot. I know a lot of people drive by it, maybe on their way to Long Point or into Port Rowan, but this is Boose Harbor. So I grew up on Boose Harbor. My best friend, his family owned this place. So I grew up here hanging out, relaxing, boating, going out fishing, going out hunting. I worked here for a while. I did some volunteer work for the Shriners Club here, doing some chicken barbecues. So I really got to experience Norfolk and how a community comes together. There's a lot of people that take up their summer residence here in trailers, and it's very cool to see all these people that are coming from other places in Ontario to enjoy what Norfolk has to offer. So it's just very cool to see that and experience it. One very cool fact about this place is that Booths Harbor has the largest amount of indoor boat storage on boathouses for all of the world.
The world?
Yes.
Wow, that is crazy. This little place.
Yes, absolutely.
Very cool. Something to be proud of.
I would absolutely say so.
So we've been talking about nature, and we spend lots of time outside. You bring me to a boating place where you like to fish and spend time. So tell me about your passion. Obviously, there's a connection somewhere there.
Yes, absolutely. Especially recently with everything that I've been seeing happen in the world, I'm very passionate about the earth. So I want the earth to be a good place. I want Norfolk County to be a good place. Everything that I love about Norfolk has to do with outside, has to do with nature, has to do with clean water, clean air, fresh trees, everything. So I just really think it's important to take care of everything that we have here in Norfolk County, and it's not an easy thing to do. So
No. We all have to start and do our part. That's the thing, right?
Absolutely, and I'm doing my best, but it does get very difficult. It's easy to make the change, it's just hard to start.
So we were talking earlier about, doing things around Norfolk and visiting places. I know you're a busy guy, like you work, you're a volunteer firefighter. So what do you do to de-stress and relax?
I would say my number one most favorite thing to do to de-stress would be to just get out on Lake Erie. Whether that's ice fishing, boating, swimming, relaxing. It's just such an amazing place. As soon as you get out on Lake Erie and you get away from shore a little bit, you just come out to this different zone.
Other than this place, like where else do you like to visit in Norfolk County? Where else? What's one of your other favorite spots?
I would say that my favorite spots in Norfolk County would have to be broken into two categories. One is nature, being Lake Erie, boating, all of that kind of fun outdoor stuff. And I also like Norfolk's bounty. Before, maybe you had to go out to a place far away to enjoy all of this beer, wine, food, amazing service. Now we can just go out the back door, and before I can drive for 10 minutes, I found something that I can go
Dr.
do
Locke.
locally. That's amazing.
Yeah, I
Wondering
don't
on the
have
way
the
here.
link to
it
the
has
closed
passionate
session.
folks
Okay,
in
I'll
doing things.
I'll
Like,
send
it's just
Genevieve a
great
quick
all
message. I
around
think she
you. There's
just
so many amazing
generated
things to
it,
do, and it's just growing.
but I'll make sure
Okay.
she sends it to you.
I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
I
You're
love
welcome.
your connection with nature and what you want to do as far as your passion with the environment. I'm in line. We need to come together for this to happen. So hopefully we can inspire a few people with this little conversation here. So
Absolutely.
thanks, Adam.
Cool. Thank you very much
We'll
for
see
your
you
time. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 7 of Passionate Folks. This is a blog and video series about the people who live right here in Norfolk. I sit down with them, have a conversation, ask them about their stories, their passions. I'm excited to present the next guest. Welcome to Passionate Folks. I'm Emily. I love to ask questions and get to know people better. Today I'm here with Dan. Hey Dan.
Hey there, how are you?
Great.
Excellent.
Might be you stop by for coffee.
Yeah, well, nice of you to have me. I'm really delighted.
So we already had a good chat, but for people that don't know you, can you tell us a little bit more about you, where you live, and what you do?
Yeah. My name's Dan Fewings, and I was a Simcoe boy, an SCS grad growing up. From 0 to 18, I lived in Simcoe. And then I think I lived in Brantford for a year, lived in Dover for a bit, and then followed a gal up north to Peterborough, or Lindsay, and I ended up spending 28 years there teaching high school. Loved every minute of it. A bunch of different experiences. And when I retired in 2014, I thought, my ma's not doing so well down there. It's going to need some attention. And also followed a friend here, and bingo. And now I live just outside of Simcoe, in between Simcoe and Victoria on Highway 24.
Great, I'm so glad you took time to have this little chat. I want to know more about you today, and I'm going to be asking some questions.
Yeah.
But first I ask you to pick a spot that means something to you in Norfolk. So maybe start by telling us where we are and why you picked this place.
Well, I love this place, not only for the food, although in my new machination I'm more careful what I eat, so I only have one crepe a week. But I love this place because Jim and Penny, the owners, are good friends. They've hired me to play here. They give the artists freedom to be a little zany here. They're good to their staff. They run a good ship. And I love the outside in the summer. It's rocking. They do great job getting lots of music in. I think they have music all July, August, and September, like a whack of things. And I also, you know, a few neat experiences sort of got born out here. I have a character, I do the song chef, and they were like the first ones to say, oh, you've got to come in and do it. So.
I love what you're talking about. Like, you're involved in so many things into your retirement that you seem to really enjoy the art. Is that the main thing you're passionate about, or?
Well, you know, I like joy spreading, and the most rewarding thing I think I do is my gal Rosie and I, after we had a trip to Newfoundland, and after I did a tour of Newfoundland, we picked up on the kitchen party notion, and so we have a little duet called the Kitchen Party Orchestra, and we go to the seniors' homes and the respite center in Hagersville and Simcoe, and we give them the folks their instruments to play with us, so they're part of it. They're getting some exercise, and like that is joy spreading 101.
So spent a lot of time away from Norfolk, decided to come back to Norfolk in your retirement. So tell me, like, if you don't have a gig, if you're not involved in something, like, what do you do to hang out, to relax? Where do you like to go?
Well, I love the geography, so I always like going down to one of the many shores while they still exist.
Yeah, so Port Mercy's a little small this year.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. You know, I love, and it's...
Are you a beach guy, or?
Not in the summer, I'm not, but I am, you know, sort of going to the water for answers kind of a guy. Okay. You know what I mean? Yep. The Leonard Cohen dimension. And so Long Point was always like hugely special as a kid, you know? I spend a lot of time at the Simcoe Little Theater. That's a great organization, and they're doing fun and they're welcoming, and so I'm going to play coming up that I'm doing. And
you don't seem to have too much downtime, like you seem to keep pretty busy.
Keeps me out of the housework, that's for sure.
Out of the
He's all busy with making some ass right now. You know, sewing, you know.
Yeah.
And so...
Is it hard to get artists to come and play here, or...? People, are they curious about wanting to see Norfolk and see what
and you know what? Like more people, like house concerts are amazing too. Like and I was never a musician on the road. I did 2 1-month tours with a student, and I had a buddy of mine, Jimmy Boskill, who was a student of mine. And he said, "When you retire, we're going on tour." My son is in a band, the May Hemingways, so he traveled lots east. So he booked us from Peterborough to Newfoundland, 24 gigs and 26 nights. Both, you know, but you make, you know, as a musician, you make way more at a house concert and play more concerty, less with people listening. No. People love to play, right? So oftentimes people think you need the applause as much as you need the money. No. And many people are lined up. So it's like, you don't want to do it? That's okay. I've got Tiny Talent Time and his brother here that'll play for you, you know? And so people, that's why it's so nice to be in a place like this where you know that their entertainment budget is a really significant amount of money. And there are a lot of places in town here. The 211 does it as well. Even the Norfolk has a whack of music, and it's getting bigger around here with all the, you know, with the craft beer industry, the wine industry. All those places are looking for some entertainment to get their clients in. So I think it's, you know, it's going to be significant. It's just a tricky game.
So music, obviously a big part of your life?
It is a big part of my life, yeah. I think I started when I was 13. My brother handed me a John Prine album, the very first one with him sitting on the hay bale and a guitar, and showed me the C, F, and G chords, and I never had a lesson after that.
You just learned on your own?
I just learned on my own. Guitar has, and stringed instruments often have tablature. Yep. Especially ones that have frets, so it's a grid really, so they can like it's easy on notation to put a number 1 on a 1. You know you're at the first, so it's an easier system. But what happened was I was working in the teachers union. I had been seconded out of teaching for a couple of years. The head of music was leaving to become a minister, and he said, "Dan, can you teach kids how to play guitar?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I said, "Now, Larry, you know I don't read music, right?" And, "You don't?" And I said, "No, but I'll buy tablature." So at any rate, years funny. Made it work. And down the road it was funny because Jimmy Boskill, who was a wizard player, doesn't read music either. He had auditioned for this art school, and I was sitting at me. They weren't going to let him in because he didn't read music. And I said, "I should let you folks know, as you know, I don't read music." And I said, "If you're not letting this kid into the program, give me 2 weeks notice, because I'm not going to be the guitar teacher that wouldn't take him in." So you got to keep it moving.
Is that one of your favorite instruments? Like?
Yeah, this is, it's a Latin instrument. It comes from like the Andes, so Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Chile. It's usually used in like... found, being sort of a folky dokey player too, it's like a good bluegrass instrument too. And it's like in the day and age of cutbacks, when the bluegrass bands start firing the banjo player and the mandolin player, you get both with one.
You show up with this one, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good at drumming gig.
That's right.
Perfect.
And this is a charango, and it is higher up. So I started with one of these.
Little
But and I'm a big fella, so it's,
Yeah.
you know, and
Big
you don't need
smaller.
that strap that sticks right in your belly button. Like you couldn't peel that off with a groper.
All right, so you do some improv.
I do. So like, give me a title to a song never before written. It can be anything.
Let's go with the bikini crepe, I guess.
Bikini Crate.
We're here, the crepe house.
Well, it's more appropriate on a day like today to not sing about martini. So let's think while we're in the land of sand about a crepe martini. No pina colada beside you now. No way, it's done somehow. Here comes the customer now. He's probably gonna order the crepe bikini. Now the thing about the bikini crepe, it's teeny weeny, it's how they make. I'm not sure if it's a Speedo sauce, but it's nice all the same. Ah, it's teeny weeny, but it's my favorite, that old crepe bikini. Yes, sirree, I think he's making me one now. And it might be true that you can't wait for your bikini crepe, but that's okay. Got time on my hands. Right on.
All right, cheers, Sam.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining me. Have a coffee. That was
Absolutely. Right on.
Love it.
Good. Thank you very much. Great. See you later. Thanks, Drew.
Great, guys.
No, it's not possible. No, I cannot tell you what to say.
My name is Jim Toombs. I'm an Associate Purchasing Specialist here at Toyotetsu, also known as TTCA. Here at Toyotetsu, we're responsible for supplying Toyota with car parts, mainly automotive frame for the Lexus, the Corolla, and other Toyota models. I started here in May of 2016. I was in welding. Here I am 2 years later, and I'm a salaried position. The job itself it's challenging. There are challenges in what I have to do every day, and for that I enjoy it. It's not monotonous day in, day out. There's new challenges that I'm confronted with and new tasks that I have to do. A high school student who's like, I'm not sure, I think this is an excellent opportunity to kind of answer that question for themselves. They can see what kind of the working world is like, as well as pick up skills. There are plenty of opportunities here. For example, for me, I was in welding, but that didn't mean I had to stay there. There's opportunities in stamping, where you'd learn different skills entirely. PC, again, the same thing, some different skills needed that you'd learn. Though we make car parts and they're welded, there are a lot of departments and areas that support that.
My name's Aaron Pace. I'm a yard manager here at Townsend Lumber. We are a sawmill that produces lumber. We make anywhere from rail ties to timber frame home products, kiln-dried lumber, which is used for wood cabinets and furniture. We also do pallet components, and we also do stakes for farming. We ship container loads to the Middle East, we ship it to Asia. We have gone to Mexico, Singapore. We've shipped to many different locations. My father has worked here for 30 years. He got me a part-time job as a summer student. I started as a regular piler, as a laborer at the entry-level position. And with hard work and dedication, I have been promoted through the system, and it took 9 years to become a supervisor. I enjoy the freedom of the job, like outside working with the heavy industrial stuff, talking to the range of customers and the way we produce things for them.
My name is Cam Kirkwood. I'm a production supervisor at Superior Essex in Simcoe. We make magnet wire and cable for the transformer industries. Our magnet wire products are found all around you that most people don't even notice, in winding motors, in alternators in your vehicles, transformers on the side of the road or on top of poles. I've been here at the company for 15 years. I started on the floor as a machine operator for 7 years, and then I did a stint in engineering for about a year, and then I moved on to production supervisor for the last 7. One of the best parts about working here is it is a build-to-order shop, so although we do make the similar products every day, it's very unique. We don't always see the same orders. There's always new challenges. One of the best parts about being in manufacturing for me is the shift work. So it provides an opportunity for you to adjust to do your own life on your days off, or you can pursue other interests. A lot of people have second businesses or hobbies that they really enjoy. There is lots of opportunity to advance. There's educational assistance programs. You can continue to learn new skills and advance to a new area if you were so desire.
There's a great opportunity moving up the manufacturing sector.
Try it, because you're going to learn a lot about the working world as well as yourself.
Welcome to Passionate Folks, a blog and video series where I'll be highlighting people from Norfolk County who have a passion, who are involved in our community, who are the movers and shakers. So I'm excited to introduce every month somebody new from Norfolk that will bring you their story, their passion, and share it all with us. Come on in. All right, welcome to the first episode of Passionate Folks. I'm Emily, and I love to dig in people's life and getting to know more about them. I'm here with Jess today. Thanks, Jess, for showing up.
Thank you for having me. This
Yes.
is so exciting.
So just for the people that don't know you, introduce yourself, tell me a little bit more about you and the person that you are.
Sure. Well, my name's Jess, and I grew up in Waterford, more specifically Boston, more specifically Bill's Corners. I'm a passionate Norfolk advocate. I love this area. I love theater, I love music, I love anything arts related. Also a passionate advocate for entrepreneurs in the area.
So I invited you to pick a location in Norfolk that meant something to you. So tell us where we are and why you picked this place.
All right, we are here in Simcoe Little Theater. It's on the corner of Talbot and Yonge in downtown Simcoe. And this place, Simcoe Little Theater, is a very special place to me. I spent most of my life in these walls, on that stage, behind the stage, in these seats, like everywhere in this space. It's something that theater is something that's like has always been a big part of my life since I was about 8 years old.
You mentioned to me that you also in high school, you were really involved into the drama program and all that, so.
I had walked the halls of my high school and I had seen so many pictures on the wall of different shows they had done throughout the years, but nobody was doing shows anymore. And I was like really bummed about that. So in grade 10, me and my girlfriends, we roped all our moms in. We're like, if we start doing high school shows, like, will you guys help? Will you make costumes? Will you whatever? And they all jumped in.
Involved.
Yeah.
I love that, right? Like, that's a small community, like,
That's
everybody
it.
coming in together.
And like, that's what it requires, right? Like a show is like a mini village coming together, like making all the pieces happen.
So this community, I think the word, like, you keep repeating it, and I think what you're creating in Groundswell is that sub-community within the community, and that really stands out. So would you say this is something that you're really passionate about?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yes, that connection,
Totally.
right? Yeah.
I just think like community is everything. We're not meant to live life alone. I don't think. And I don't mean like you have to necessarily have a romantic partner to live a life, but just have people around you that get you.
Yeah.
That you don't have to explain yourself. You know what I mean? You just walk in the room and they're happy to see you. That's it.
That's always such a good feeling. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, like you just have those people that, believe in you too, right?
Yeah.
And just cheerleaders.
Yeah.
So I see, Jess, you're always involved in this community, like you're volunteering places, you really want this place to grow and thrive, and so why Norfolk, and what do you love so much about this place?
Oh man, I think, yeah, it's a really good question. It's a combination of things. I think the geography that we live in, the nature we have around us, that is a huge benefit of being in Norfolk, but it's also the people here. And that's why I'm so obsessed with community, because we have so many beautiful people who live here with ideas, with talents, with love and vision. And I think that's what excites me. It's like, just because we're a small town doesn't mean we have small ideas. or small impact.
I want to bring some of the music piece because I know we've been talking a lot about the theater and acting, but I know that music is so important to you.
Yes.
And a big part of your life.
Yes.
So tell me a bit more about your maybe influences and what makes you feel alive in music.
Just like theater, you know, I love performing music too. There's something really cool about being on stage. Like that, before I came here today, I was like thinking about how alive I feel when I'm on stage. And I think that everyone kind of looks for that thing that makes them feel alive.
Yeah.
So for me, it's that.
Awesome. So I thank you so much, Jess, for taking the time to meet with me. There's going to be more feature of passionate, uplifting community people through this little video series. So keep watching. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. This is so much fun.
Awesome. Welcome to Passionate Folks, a blog and video series about the people that live in Norfolk. People that are passionate, people that are involved in their community, people that bring a lot of positivity. This is about story and conversation. Join us for the second guest. Welcome to episode 2 of Passionate Folks. I'm Emily. I love to ask questions, learn about people, get some connections. I'm here with Carrie today.
Thank you for having me.
I've been chatting with you and I got to know you a little bit more, but for folks that don't know you, maybe introduce yourself.
My name is Carrie Bokenholt. I live here in Waterford. I've lived here for over 15 years. I'm married. I got 2 kids, and I just love the community.
From our conversation today, there's a lot of the community word showed up quite a few times. So
I'm a believer of, you know, when I moved into Waterford, I thought, wow, you know what? If we get involved, then you learn so much more, and you meet so many different people. I mean, people that I know if I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Yes. So I asked you to pick a location, Carrie, and so tell us where we are and why you picked it.
I picked the Waterford Heritage Agriculture Museum, WHAM, because in a couple summers we will be building our skateboard park here. So it's kind of a let's do it. Not that I wore the shirt or anything, but yes, this will be our future location on the other side.
Talking about passion and passionate people, what do you think your passion is?
My passion is youth. I love kids. You know what? There's no such thing as a bad kid. Kids make bad decisions. And as the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And I truly believe that, you know what? We give kids, that opportunity and show them that we support them and that, that we're there for them and they'll make the right decisions.
I made a stop at her business. She has a business downtown Waterford, and I was seeing that your family works there, your friends, your best friend is...
My best friend is with me. Both best friends, yes.
So this tight-knit community feel is really important to you.
When I was given my dream, and somebody said to me, here, I'll help you, create your dream, and I thought, okay, karma. So this is somebody saying to me, it's my opportunity to use this to give back. If I have a restaurant, nobody should be hungry. I want kids to feel like they can come in and say, I need something or I need a drink or, whatever. I've been doing this for 30 years and the kids that I trained 30 years ago still come back to find me. And they come back and they tell me what they've been doing. And I guess the biggest thing is people don't realize sometimes the simplest thing can change a kid's life.
It is a ripple effect, don't you think?
It is, you know what? And I mean, so I get to see their, I feel old when I start seeing them coming with their kids, and I start seeing, that they've gone through and they're going to university or they're doing this or they've done this or done that, and it makes me feel like, I had a piece of that, just by being involved in their life. Maybe I made a little bit of a difference.
So you're an entrepreneur, you're super involved in the community, you're a mom, you have a lot on the go. So if I ask you, what do you do to de-stress and let go?
I like to go to the gym. I like to, boot camp, yoga. I try to take, a few hours a week for me.
Yes.
And it's just about me. And I honestly think anybody who's really busy, I think needs to learn. It took me 48 years to figure it out. But
never too late.
Never too late. As I said, I can go to the gym and I can be having the world's hardest day, and I always say I leave it on the mat.
Love.
So when I walk out of there, I feel like a completely, totally different person. Leave it on the mat.
So other than that, when you're in Norfolk, what else do you love to do? What's your favorite spot or place that you like to visit or something you love to do?
Love to go on the trails. I love going fishing on the ponds. Waterford, I love, we have so many little places to go and see and do and
What's
stuff.
happening in this community?
You know what, there is. And I mean, the thing is we don't really, I laugh because there's so many of us who don't see what's here. They're right here. I mean, Whistling Gardens, Bonnie Heath, we have all the wineries and stuff. The museum. Like, there's so many places to go. You can have a staycation without leaving Norfolk.
Yes. So thank you so much, Carrie, for joining me today and being part of this blog and video series. I invite you to check it on. Every month there will be somebody new, a new story, a new connection. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Passionate Folks, a blog and video series about the people of Norfolk. It's about people that have high energy, that get involved in their community. We sit down, have a conversation, learn about their passions. Welcome to the next episode. Hello, I'm Emily. Welcome to Passionate Folks. I love to ask questions and discover people's passion and having great conversations. So today I'm here with Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Might be you're here, might be you invited me to a great place. I got to know you a little bit more today, but I'd love you to tell us a little bit more about you.
Sure. So I'm Nick Cranks. I was raised in Langton, and I live in St. Williams now.
So Norfolk County boy.
Yeah, Norfolk County boy. Yeah. If we're going to put a location on it, and if you're asking someone where you're from, this area, you always say Norfolk County.
No.
Unless you're from Port Dover.
Did you say Port Dover?
Then you say Port Dover for some reason.
I invited you to pick a place. So tell us where we are and why you decided to invite me here.
So we're at where I work, Blueberry Hill Estates, which my family owns as well too. This is where I spend probably my entire day every day of the year. So we're located on the patio here, and we basically are overlooking the patch. And you probably cannot see from the camera because it's on the other side of the camera, but the lake is just on the other side.
I love to hear about people's passion, and I know you have a lot of projects going on, and I want to dig further into your passions. So what do you think really stands out for you? What are you really passionate about?
So day in, day out, I'm typically making wine or working the field, so that's something I'm really passionate about. I'm also the president of the Ontario South Coast Wineries and Growers Association, which encompasses Norfolk along with other neighboring counties. And so I'm really passionate about trying to raise awareness of this area for growing grapes and making world-class wines.
And so winemaking, like what draws you to it? Why are you making your whole life right now? And why winemaking in Norfolk County?
Well, I guess you could say it's one of the best agricultural products you can make.
I agree.
It's something that you can preserve, and like even after the crop is finished, you still have to work with the crop that you were working out in the field all year round. And when you put it in a glass of wine, you have memories of how that year was when that wine was made.
So it sounds like you spend a lot of time on this farm, a lot of time on this like part of Norfolk County, but if you have time to de-stress, where would you go? What do you do in Norfolk?
I definitely like going to the beach. So, getting out in the water when it's a hot day is truly nice.
Not too far from Turkey Point, I guess. You can roll down the hill.
Yeah, we got excellent restaurants here too, so which is pretty amazing for the per capita, the amount of people that live in Norfolk County, that we have enough restaurants that you count them more than your two hands or whatever, which is
really
nice.
Good ones too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so exciting to see how our agro-tourism industry is developing in our area, and it's kind of cool to see you guys like working together and really promoting this area.
Well, when you think about farming from what it was in the past, it has to evolve over time though to make it an industry that can support itself. It allows people to be able to figure out ways to succeed or have succession in their family, to go to that next generation, so that way we can have countless more generations of those families living in Norfolk County growing the things that their grandparents grew.
and keeping the passion alive.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thank you so much for your time, Nick. I thank you for inviting me in this beautiful place. I cannot wait to explore some more. And
It's too bad it's not pizza day.
I know. I heard that was really good. I'll come back. I'll be back. Thanks, Nick.
No worries. Cheers.
What if there was a place just outside the hustle and bustle, where the beauty of nature was right at your doorstep, inviting you to join in the fun?
Good job, guys. Got it.
What if there was a place where the landscapes were as diverse as the bounty they produced? And the term field fresh was more than just a marketing ploy. It was a way of life. What if there was a place where history and heritage shared the stage with technology and innovation, and success happened without much fanfare, on back roads, nurtured by wise and hardworking people? What if there was a place as lush as an ancient garden that was, for centuries, a place to explore, live, and play? A place of promises and hope. A landscape filled with possibility. And what if this wasn't just a place to escape to, but a place you could settle into? What would you call such a place? Well, we call it Norfolk County.
Welcome to episode 6 of Passionate Folks. This is a blog and video series about the people of Norfolk. We sit down, have a conversation, hear about their passion and what lights them up. I'm excited to introduce the next guest. Welcome to Passionate Folks. My name is Emily. I love to connect with people, having some conversation and learning about people's passion. Today I'm sitting here with Sue. Hey Sue.
Yeah, you bet.
I'm so glad that you took the time to come out and have a conversation with me.
Well, thanks for asking me.
Yeah, so for people that don't know you, can you start with introducing yourself, where you live, where you're from, and a little bit more about you?
Okay, sure. My name is Sue Downs. I live in Simcoe, born and raised here. And I work for the Simcoe Reformer newspaper and started there way back in 1988. So, and loved my job, loved Norfolk County, and was really pleased that Emily asked me to be part of this. I think.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good.
Great. So, as always, Sue, I ask a guest to pick a location so we can explore it and discover a hidden gem in Norfolk County. And this one is a little bit different. So, tell me where we are and why you brought me here.
So, we're at Norfolk County Fair. We're at the bottom of the Junior Farmers Building and here.
So, why do you pick the fair? What's so special about the fair to you?
I think for myself, Norfolk County Fair is like one of the largest events that happen in Norfolk County every year. It's always been near and dear to my heart. Like I think so many childhood memories. It's all about tradition. For us growing up, at my age, I've only missed one fair in all of my years, and that was when I was in Timmins. So I just love the fact that you can come to the fair. There's so much excitement. There's always lots of things to see and do. Like family would come home during Thanksgiving weekend, and I think that still happens today, right? Like it's all about tradition and all about community, which I feel like I'm pretty passionate about.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask you a little bit more about your passion. I see you a lot being involved in the community and supporting local businesses, and it seems like it's really important to you and close to your heart.
I like to promote local as much as possible. So whenever we go out for dinner, a lot of people will go, "Do you ever stay home?" Because you'll constantly see posts on social media, on Facebook or on Twitter, and it's like, we're at the Barrel, we're doing this, we're at Long Point Eco Adventure, we're,
It's so good that you're taking the time to promote those local businesses and support. And I remember when I started my business, you were one of the big supporter of sharing what I was doing. And I know a lot of people have felt the love that you give to entrepreneurs. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome, but it does make you feel good, and it is important. I feel that, if we can, support each other as much as possible, like it's again, it's all about giving back.
So Norfolk County and specifically Simcoe has changed quite a lot. We are moving in a different direction in our county. So from you like growing up in Simcoe and in the downtown and what's happening around now, like what's the highlights for you?
Okay, well, the highlight growing up was always, going downtown on the weekend. People that are watching this that are my age would remember you used to be able to go to the Tartan restaurant and Woolworths and different places down there. But I think a lot of the exciting thing that I see now is a lot of the collaborations that are happening within Norfolk County. And one that stands out is, Burning Kiln and then Long Point Eco. And then along came, my buddy Dusty and the guys from Hometown Brew. And then now Joy Cafe out there. So it's really cool to see a lot of the business people working with each other and stuff like that too. So that sort of stuff.
You don't have to go too far. You show up there and everything that you love is right there.
It's like a lot of renewed, it just seems like a lot of positive things are happening within our community, and it's really good to see.
So I know you have a pretty high stress job. So maybe tell me a little bit more about what you do to relax, calm down, and look after yourself.
Okay, well, I do like to garden. I find that, if you're kind of stressful and it's a stressful day, you get out there and take it out on all the weeds in your garden. I also like to, walk along the trail from Davis Street and then head out along the 14th or whatever. And you can, it's heading right towards Waterford, so you can actually walk from there right into Waterford. I've got a dog that keeps me pretty busy, and then a group of really good friends that we are going out with each other all the time and stuff like that.
I know you have a lot of favorite spots in Norfolk, so we already named a few, but if you have a day off and you want to explore Norfolk County, is there one specific place that you actually love to visit that you feel just at home?
I would say for myself, it depends on the day. So if it's just something that I want to go and do a walk or whatever, it would be my trail on the 14th, because it is kind of private. There's not, you do run into a lot of the same people and stuff like that. I also like going down to Dover, and I'll sit at the cafe and kind of look around there.
You can watch a little bit?
Yeah, that sort of stuff, and then even take off and go to the pier. Actually, my mom has a bench there for my grandfather, who was a fisherman down in Port Dover as well too. So it's kind of nice.
Memorial benches.
Yeah.
Cool. It sounds like pretty much everything you need is right here.
Why should I go out of town? Why do I need to go out of town? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that right in Norfolk that we need. We use, yeah.
I love to hear your passion for Norfolk and how well you support the local businesses, and just I see you at fundraiser and you're always involved in your group of friends and supporting whatever is happening in the county. So we need more of you, Sue, in Norfolk. So thank you so much for joining me today and having this little chat. I love to get to know you better and hear more about your passions.
Well, thanks very much for allowing me the opportunity. It was great. Thank you.
Okay, we are reporting back out, so we need a motion to reconvene. Motion to reconvene in open session at 1:55 p.m. Moved by Board Member Vanandrishi, seconded by Board Member Columbus. All in favor? And I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to receive item 15.1, verbal update strengthening public health voluntary merger as information. Moved by Board Member Brenton, seconded by Board Member Van Passen. All in favor? That is carried. And that leaves us with our confirming bylaw. A motion to approve bylaw 2024-1-BH. Board Member Van Passen, Board Member Michelli, all in favor? And Board Member Huffman, motion to adjourn 1:55 p.m., seconded by Board Member Vanandrishi, all in favor? And that is carried. And we have a break for 1 hour. We will reconvene for public hearing at 3 p.m. sharp.